Exactly. Before y'all hop on Twitter and complain about Canadian destroyers, y'all need a Canadian destroyer bathroom.
Yo,
Somebody.
yo.
To meet the Miss Elizabeth to your macho man, you need to fucking shower before you show up to these goddamn shows. And if you're not going to shower, Manscaped has products, and sorry, there's too many products out there in the world for you not to take a quick little spray and take your ass to where you got to go.
Yo,
I'm
remember
tired
back
of
in
it.
the day you could say soap in the water was nothing but $1.25.
Exactly.
I never heard that before.
Yeah, that's how old we
Exactly.
are.
Exactly. Before y'all hop on Twitter and complain about Canadian destroyers, y'all need a Canadian destroyer bathroom.
Yo,
Somebody.
yo.
Basically, they came up. Fifth Harmony had come up. The evolution of more girl bands had come back after they hadn't had like Spice Girls in a long time. Just some stuff. That Lobo was really good. That was a real nice Lobo. I mean, some people don't hit. Some people only do with the forearm. Like he had the elbow up there.
Yep.
It worked. I'm sorry.
He said,
Oh,
Yeah.
That's why I love
Manscaped.
creating content with Seindole because she is a analyst.
Just saying, it was the angle in which the elbow hit the crotch that made it effective. So just y'all can continue. That was my 2 cents.
I mean,
Yeah.
my
so
jaw was on the
so
ground and stood there the entire time because I was processing. Like, wait, Brian. So Brian and Bougie, if you know, they've been going back and forth on social media and in person for months, and all of a sudden, a little to the nuts, and all of a sudden it's like, wait, what?
There before I got cut off, I was talking about titties. So that's it. I'm still gonna say
oh,
the T. I'm still gonna say the TITTY on this show. You can't stop me. Okay.
Wait,
All right.
you sure? Because
Yes.
you know
Say,
she got the
who's
power. So
who's trying to
You could.
stop you?
Okay. I'm allowed to say TITTY at least 4 times. Can we cop a deal? If I say it a fifth time, well, okay, 3 times. If I say the fourth time, that can kick me out. Is that fair?
Hashtag Ciendo's tatas.
Oh, that counts. You can't say. Okay, I can't say it. Fine, I'm done.
Out to Manscaped. Ball deodorant. Hey.
look, you gotta deodorize the balls. You
You
can't
gotta get the
just-
ball deodorant and the nut bag that it comes with.
You don't want nobody giving you a Bronco Buster.
Mm. You gotta be smelling fresh when you go to these shows. Ball deodorant.
Yeah,
You need
because
deodorant up top, or you need deodorant down low.
no, that's true though. Because you need to be
Mhm.
watching and get that 20% off. You know,
Exactly.
using the code those wrestling girls.
Queen P.R. and the musty ones. That's what we call. We be called the musty ones.
No, he won't.
It's like hell. I invest too much money in Dow and I invest.
but I wasn't rooting for her, and that's possible to have those two different opinions.
Mhm.
I am a every women like I love like it's complicated.
You root for everybody with tits. Just say that.
Oh.
Just like
That is-
that. There's nothing wrong with that. I say I root
There
for
it
everybody
is.
black. You can root for everybody with boobies. That's it.
I become man. Judas in my mind.
Ooh.
Yep, every
Get
time.
that
Like
ass.
that episode of SmackDown
Everybody else-
when they was arguing and then Roman's music hit and they did like the camera angles that everybody
And everyone was just like,
oh,
he's coming.
shit.
it's coming.
Oh,
The boogeyman's coming. Nope, that's Roman. That's
That's
Roman.
Roman.
I don't give a damn what the tribal chief says. And his face went up.
oh, really? Okay.
Right.
Yeah,
Like, oh,
that man was like this. He was just meditating. I don't give a damn. He was just like,
Yo, that that moment, even me and yo, shout out to Letty. Me and Letty was like,
That's why I say like you could see I look at AEW every Wednesday, and I'm sorry, but there's a lot of them over there I see, and I'm like, I know y'all want to come home, cause Papa H is in charge. You imagine
Papa H be sitting at the door like this.
Alundra Blaze brought up Cord Jade, and they was like, yeah, but she threw the title in the trash, and they was like you did. And then they like showed the clip. And I was like, oh, this is great.
For you to do that, and people still talking about the shit to the day they like, oh yeah, like we know somebody else that did that. That not gonna lie, that was kind of fucked up, Cora. That was kind of messed up.
I never thought I would say this, but I think it might be it's time for another Alexa Bliss run, only because she hasn't been champion for a long time. She is a different character. She's been through plenty of evolutions. And I think it's one of those things where it's like, we had to miss you. And I think now we're like, okay. And obviously, like, Alexa Bliss is a top star. So it's like, you know.
Hey.
Thank you so much. I can't handle that all the time. I love that so much. But it's a team effort. It's a family effort. And I think that's what makes this community so special is, and you hear it when people come into it, they're like, I didn't know that there were so many people. And I think that's the best part of all of this is the fact that we were able to get together and we can talk about wrestling every week. And we have people to exactly like this huge community, and we've all collaborated. We've all guessed.
I need to blow this one up.
Hey, yo, we need a blow up.
I need to blow this one up and put on my wall.
So yo, look at Brian serving face though. Put it back up.
Put it back up.
Brian went from being in the back of the photo. Brian went from being in the back of the photo to the front of the photo with a championship. Talk about stock not being the same as last year's. Look at how
look, and he had the custom belt and
belt. Yo, all the epicness in the video.
Look at Wilkins too. Wilkins is just always ready.
Same
like,
pose.
Yo, he's like
always ready.
Yeah,
oh my God, look at Mimi.
I see
Look
you,
at my boy,
looking amazing.
look at my boy with that title belt. Oh my God, just
But
Pretty
this
Heels
is
doing
ever
her
one of my
thing.
favorite photos right here.
Oh, I love that one.
And then,
Yes.
but look, but see, then you got this one,
Hey.
Oh, who's that?
and of course you got this one.
Ooh,
I'm serving. I'm serving.
Hold on.
I didn't hold the belt the entire night. I'm just
What?
saying it.
All right, you hold, I'll bring it.
Okay, you got to bring it for CRISTA.
I didn't hold the
like,
belt. I didn't take a picture with the belt. No, nothing. But
no.
I did get something. Back.
Hey, this time I make a show. Oh, there's yes.
But Brian did gift me with something.
This time I make a show.
But you know, Raw was a vibe, and Justin can tell you, like, my god brother, this was his first show. Me and him grew up watching wrestling together, but he's never been to a show because he's got out of it. But I was like, bro, you gotta go. You gotta experience it. And, you know, one of the people he could see was like how over Seth Rollins was.
Because I don't tolerate Bow Wow slander. I don't.
You ain't
we
fresh
got
'cause I'm
flames.
his.
We got flames.
Okay.
You ain't round, you ain't round, you ain't bumping like I'm bumping in. Get out of here.
Justin got kicked out of his club.
Congratulations.
All right. Being the first kicked out of the club.
Temporarily kicked out of the club because I am very serious about that. Okay. I am a Bow Wow fan. Okay. So let's leave it at that. Our really good friend, Wilkins, who is 1/3 of Jobber Tears, amongst many other things. He is one of the hardest working people actually in the wrestling media space. He is going to have his first match against Simon Miller very soon. So they are going to have a pre-match weigh-in and a press conference at Legends in New York City, January 20th. Very exciting because I think it's like, I gotta shout out Jobber Tears because they really take shit and run with it, you know, and the fact that they're hyping this match that was actually supposed to happen in the summer of 2020, but the pandemic had other plans. So the fact that now we're able to build to it in this way, and the fact that like this is a friend of ours, A lot of people are familiar with Simon Miller from YouTube for years. I'm excited for this. Seindole, I know you're going to be there with me, but what are
Front
your thoughts
fucking row, man. Front fucking row. Let me tell you something. Wilkins is about to hand that ass. And he says his first and his last, but I say never. He about to hand that ass. Like Simon was talking all this shit during WrestleMania weekend. He was like, "Hey, great to meet you. I'm gonna whoop your ass though. Back it up that talk, homie. Back it up. We know how people do it in the UK, but I'm ready to see it happen. I'm be there with my coffee shirt on, cheering for my friend. I'm excited."
I'll tell you this.
Came to me about, I was like, yo, let's fucking do this. Then the pandemic happened and shut down the world. Like, the world. Whatever you were doing, it cut it off. I had projects, like, literally about to sign contracts. And they were like, oh, the world's shutting down.
Over on the far right, there you go.
Hi Rhea, congratulations. I'm Queen P.R of Bill's Wrestling Girls. How do you plan to celebrate with the Judgment Day on your victory tonight?
I don't think I can say that on camera. I mean, the Judgment Day, we get pretty wild when we party, you know. There's a lot of things that go down, and I might get in trouble if I say anything, but there's definitely going to be a good old Judgment Day party. Dom Dom's going to get rowdy, Priest is definitely going to get rowdy, and Finn Balor's going to get rowdy, so, and I'm going to celebrate, I don't care.
It bothers me. Listen, I know it was a butterfly freaking belt. A lot of people, I feel like, and if we're gonna choose violence here, a lot of people I feel like are pissed at the butterfly belt because they took away the women's championship belt. Do y'all remember that? Because like, not for nothing, shout out to Layla and Michelle McCool because their run with that belt was one of the best runs with the women's belt because people weren't taking. Yeah, they split it because people weren't even taking the women's belt seriously.
I just think like the stage has to be good enough for a Mercedes Moné to make an appearance. Like it would like I don't know, like has Impact been like building up enough for a Sasha appearance? I mean,
but like I said, but
you know what? So where it doesn't feel random, like she's just going there to go there.
No,
the real channel.
You know, right.
On the flip side, you gotta look at it from Mercedes' point of view. Now that she's away from WWE, look at it like when the Hardys were going on their expedition to gold, where it's like, I don't care about the fucking promotions. I want to wrestle them because I haven't wrestled X team, Y team, Z team. I haven't wrestled the Bucks. We want to wrestle the Bucks. I haven't wrestled this person. So maybe her going to Impact is like, I actually want to wrestle these people that if this might be my only chance to do it, fucking let's go.
Ain't not none bad, no analyst here or nothing. If I can grade this match, I'm gonna give it a 5, and that's because I'm just happy that Lita finally got her lick back for all the things they made Lita do back in the day, post Matt and Edge scandal, like from the naked party in the bedroom in the middle of the ring. Yeah, this is better to me than what happened with Otis and Mandy Rose. I'm sorry, I'm so invested in this. That's
Man, Otis missed his moment because he was supposed to be in the WrestleMania packages when he got that kiss finally, and the crowd in Tampa was supposed to go wild. Like that was the moment.
Like, ooh, finally, and then COVID.
Oh yeah.
Hey, at least he won Money in the Bank for his troubles.
When I'm looking at this, when he said
bloodline booking,
when he said, you know what he says about me? I got it. I can't get rid of it, baby. If you and he said, let me try to do Dusty's voice because we all know that's a thing, right? Everybody loves to do Dusty's voice, baby. And when you get out there, baby, you just want to say. And he said, yeah, you got it. You got so much it you can't even get rid of if you tried. And he said, you know what he said about you? Nothing. And I was like, oh.
She's firing on all cylinders basically, and then you add Becky, who now is doing the same thing because she's been solidified times 1,000, and she's been able to go from baby face to heel like very easily, and she still commands the crowd. So seeing them both at their best, doing what feels natural to them, I think has been rewarding for everyone involved. So like I want this to go into Mania. And then Gunther, as maybe this is an unpopular opinion, I feel like he's so above that briefcase. Like he doesn't.
He's
Can you see like carrying that? I mean, maybe one of his little, people, maybe.
Hey, listen.
He just seems very like, I don't know.
Here's the thing. Y'all just be prepared for whoever has the Money in the Bank briefcase
Right.
to cash in on the United States of the Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah, 1000%.
Yeah, like
catch my tribal chief slipping. So one thing I saw on Twitter was the whole like I'm him moments that like went viral. Everyone was saying I'm him moments. And Carmelo Hayes, that's his moment. So I tweeted because of course I'm just like, okay, I'm him moments. Like I know a lot of I'm fucking her moments. So we put the tweet out. It got millions of views. We got a lot of responses. But before we get into it, how would you guys like if someone never heard? I just got off the phone with my dad explaining to him what woke meant for like 30 minutes. How would y'all explain what the I'm him, I'm her moment? Like, how would you guys define that? Because it could just like it's a difference between like just accomplishments in wrestling, but like how would you guys define like I'm her moment?
Interviewing Bianca and learning about her training, when like her lifting up Otis was not a surprise or a shock to me. Her being able to not prove but just show and remind people why she is the EST, the roughest, the roughest, the toughest, the quickest, the fastest, all of that of WWE was not a surprise to me. Her putting a KOD on Doudrop was not a surprise to me. Bianca Belair is definitely the definition of I am her.
So let's move on to a moment that was absolutely an I'm her moment, and it still upsets me that it wasn't capitalized on. And that's Naomi returning to the 2020 Royal Rumble and going viral in the entertainment world, in the wrestling world, the crowd crazy. This is an I'm her moment, between her hair, between the reaction, between how good she looks, and just the whole moment is I would say this is one of the best Royal Rumble moments in history. That's TV time. So like the hate and that they were getting on, being on reality TV, it's like, but they're on TV every week, and there's a lot of wrestlers that were complaining about Total Divas that were not on TV every week. They were exposed to a wide audience every single week. We talked about it. There are people, women, men, shout out to the LGBTQ plus community that advocate for Total Divas as well. There's a whole sector of people that fuck with this show that don't watch wrestling. They are not just wrestlers, they are TV stars. Every single cast member on Total Divas can say that they are not only a professional wrestler, they can say they are a reality star. They are a TV star. Not a lot of people in the wrestling industry can say that. Nope. Some of y'all favorite wrestlers are not household names, but I bet you they know who the Bella Twins are.
Ooh. WWE put it in is always on time when it comes to being included in something, because at this time we was having Love and Hip Hop, we was having whatever all them reality shows on VH1 was happening. So it was literally like we had Flavor of Love, I Love New York, we still had the Real World, we still had the Challenge. Like, so when WWE put out Total Divas and was like, all right, we're gonna make it seem like we're gonna show y'all, we might not show y'all the divas in the ring, we're gonna show y'all behind the scenes and what they do and how they think.
Big news is Trinity has officially signed with Impact. She's even had a match at this point. A lot of stuff has been taped. She's officially a part of Trin Pack. I like that. I love that.
Notes.
I like that.
Justin,
hashtag Trim Pack.
In the notes. Shout out to Nikki.
Right in the notes.
Yes. So here, like, can we get some clapping? Like, I have to give it up to Queen. Yes. And I'm gonna take a second and just talk about her, because she has had a journey. Like, she has been wanting to be a wrestler, driven to be a wrestler. everyone knows she lost her dad in 9/11. So she's had a journey to get here. She was with WWE with Andrade, and she was very, very good on the mic. And now I think she's finally kind of like found her footing, and she's with LWO. Shout out to them, because I love that they brought that back. That is just it's so cool. I appreciate it. What I appreciate, another thing about Dark Side of the Ring, is that they're able to get like family members and friends of the subjects that no one has ever been able to get to speak. Like, I know we're probably going to touch on the Owen Hart episode. That was so insightful for me.
Yeah.
I think if you consider yourself a wrestling fan, this might sound like a hot take, but I think if you consider yourself a wrestling fan, a quote unquote wrestling historian, because everybody considers themselves that, I think you should watch Dark Side of the Ring, because there's not many platforms where Martha Hart is talking about the situation and his death.
Maybe transitional is the wrong word, but I think Trish Stratus takes the WWE Raw Women's Championship from Asuka, and then we have a Trish Becky feud for the title. And Seindole is saying that maybe Becky Rhea later. I would love that. But right now, I think it's going to get very interesting, because Trish Stratus, she's hinted that she wants the gold. Why not now?
I don't realize that Will Nightingale is in her Daniel Bryanson New Japan Pro Wrestling era with this belt. Like, her becoming the strong women's champion right now, she now has open opportunity. She just had her first like technical title reign match. Friend of the show, we love her, but like she's on that role. Like,
when I was thinking today about my favorite 2023 moments, the first thing that came to my head is everything involving Mercedes and Trinity, because for me, it was a like growth for me to be happy to see them prosper outside of WWE, just because that's my main promotion. But seeing Mercedes glow, look at this moment, her winning the IWGP Women's Champion. Shout out to Justin. We stayed up and we watched this, her match against Kairi Sane, and it delivered. This is definitely one of my favorite moments so far this year.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let me say this. Put me back on the main screen, my producer. Thank you very much. Let me say this right here, right now. If y'all have any qualms about Miss Mercedes Moné doing what she is doing, I suggest you find yourself the nearest door, you open it, and you walk yourself out of the club. Because I've made my mistake before doubting her. I will never do it again. Because every time I go to see if there are cracks in this evolution of Mercedes Moné, last match proved to me there are no cracks, there are no seams, there are no airs, there are no motorcycles outside in the subhood to interrupt the feeling and excitement I had to be watching this match from her. Everything that she is doing right now is the culmination of stuff that we know Mercedes can do. And this is a brand new Mercedes Moné. Like, even her.
I'll beat Brock in Uno. That's literally the only thing I'll beat Brock at.
I would be scared to even beat him in Uno. Like, yo, you got it.
Even then, I'll be afraid.
We'll play over the phone. We'll play over the phone.
What'd you say?
You say Uno. He flipping that fucking table. He flipping you. He flipping the chairs. He flipping the deck that was shuffled.
You gonna pick up more cards and be like, oh, I didn't say anything.
It's like, oh, you want to stack? I'll show you stacking. And I'm like, oh god, I don't have my affairs in order. Did I build a trust?
That I think we've always kind of planned to do is be able to do a spotlight episode on someone and then hopefully hear from them. So I think we should just introduce our guest of honor.
Right.
Jazz, let's do it.
He's here?
Let's do it. Yeah. Jazz is here.
Oh my gosh.
Hi.
Oh my gosh. This is I'm fangirling right now. I'm so sorry.
we get like do we get like just a minute just to fangirl real quick?
I would say this. So one hill I would definitely die on, proudly die on. Out of all of the fame famous people and celebrities that we've had a chance of seeing from way back when up until now to just like insert and interject themselves in wrestling. I'm definitely gonna die on this hill, and I don't care what nobody says. Bad Bunny is the greatest wrestler, celebrity wrestler of all
Yes.
time.
Yes.
Okay, for you to like really take the time out to know what this world is like from a fan's perspective, as well as actually being in the ring, putting on an amazing performance at WrestleMania to where Damian Priest was like, "Yo, what the like yo when you're tag team
That
on the
moonsault
show
pile
and-
driver will go on in history as the best execution of a moonsault pile driver that will ever be executed.
Yes.
Carry on, sis.
So when you have that, and then when you go on to sell out all, like when you cut a promo to be like, all right, you go and do this, Triple H talking about you go and do this, and I'm gonna take this over here, and then you come back to end up in 2K23 to host Backlash in your hometown of Puerto Rico. What other celebrity has ever established or accomplished everything that Bad Bunny has accomplished in his short time in WWE? Don't worry, I'll wait. Okay, nobody. So with that being said, Bad Bunny is the best celebrity wrestler that has ever graced the squared circle.
So when I think of the greatest women's wrestler of all time, some people, this has always been a divisive opinion because some people have certain people, number one, number two. To me, the wrestling I'm going to die on, Mercedes Moné is the greatest women's wrestler of all time.
Period.
You're talking about a woman whose impact she made before she turned 23. You have a resume that has Sasha Bailey Brooklyn and then running it back with the Iron Man match. You have her entire title run in NXT. And that's just one part of her legacy. Then you have the main roster stuff. First ever tag team champion, second ever to ever main event Raw, first ever to main event WWE pay-per-view, second both Iron Man matches with Bailey and with Charlotte. You go on her impact. You have generation of women who are getting into wrestling either as fans or want to be wrestlers because of her or because of like her matches. You have other wrestlers and other companies that have said, she's the number one woman I want to wrestle at some point. That's my dream match, or that's one of my dream matches. You look at just the impact. People have Charlotte, will probably say Charlotte's the best ever. People will probably say Becky Lynch is the best ever. People will probably say Bianca's going to surpass Sasha or Mercedes because her title reign right now is longer than all of Sasha's combined on the main roster. When you talk about the impact, and you've seen it now in New Japan, you're seeing it with her, the IWGP Women's Championship, where she's going mainstream. She's starting to do things that no other woman has done, and she's only 31 years old. She's still got a lot more left to take if she wants to continue wrestling. Yeah, greatest of all time. I know on social media, very divisive. Some people really rock with her. Some people don't fuck with her. But that's the best ever. And there's no argument.
Yeah, no, I love the people that like to stir the pot and cause controversy. And I feel like with this person, it wouldn't be, when it came to deciding, it would not be right if I did not give this person their proper flowers. For them to dominate the industry the way that they've dominated the industry and not be the prototype, but still be a favorite, is always going to be impressive to me. Even with a title, without a title, they're still the talk of the room. No matter what company they go to, they're still talk of the room. I feel like Bryan Danielson deserves all the accolades.
Oh my gosh! So that was Andre.
All the Hall of Fame. Like I will die. Like I will give you guys my burial plot and give you the snips of my funeral to die on that hill. Because when you say the greatest of all time, he is the greatest of all time. Like he's a GOAT.
Yeah.
Period. You go from the Indies series, you go to Japan, you come back to the US, you're back in the series, you take over Japan again, you come back. And they treat you like, and when I tell you, like I said, the second person I was going to say that adjusted very well from Indies to WWE superstar is him. It's him, period. Because no matter how bad, like for you to make The Miz look good, first of all, he made The Miz look good as a heel.
in my opinion, even with the NXT thing, because like, not for nothing, I was like, I'm really fucking tired of you, Miz. Why are you treating him like that? Like, he's not just anybody small. He is a superstar just because he doesn't fit the prototype, and that's how you get the conversation going.
My wrestling hill that I am willing to die on is that the greatest WWE superstar, when you look at the embodiment of a WWE superstar, when you look at the full package, and when you see someone that you want to put on all the posters, the greatest WWE superstar is John Cena.
Oh, we all thought she was gonna say your boy.
I was waiting.
Came off the club, but I was like, wait, these are.
I was waiting. So that's I was like, is this the night you get kicked out of the club? Because I was like, he's gonna say it.
Permanent kick
He's
out.
gonna say it. Like, but I'm shocked.
And I agree with you. I don't think anyone. Is there anyone I would disagree with that?
Oh, a lot of people, because people get caught
He's
up
the
in
prototype.
the wrestling of it all, or he
who
was so
they want.
It's
who they want him, the next superstar, to be. Like, I'm sorry.
If you look at just body and like physique and characters and all that, to me, it's Randy Orton and The Rock, right? That's the person you insert if you're building a perfect WWE superstar.
True.
But when you look at what they've done, the person who will make you not wonder if you can sleep at night and that you can trust your company with, is John Cena. You look at, he's not until recently, but before, John Cena didn't go anywhere until he knew the WWE was in good hands. Let's be real.
So I'm gonna get this out the way just because it went viral recently, and I will always defend the formerly Bella Twins as Hall of Famers. I think they 100% deserve to be in the WWE Hall of Fame. And I don't care what anyone really has to say about that. I think the WWE Hall of Fame is different than a wrestling Hall of Fame. And Nikki and Brie Garcia were Hall of Fame worthy WWE superstars, period. No one has done it like them. They paved the way for a lot of women in the industry. I wouldn't say every woman, but if any woman that wants to be in the WWE has been inspired a little bit by the Bella Twins, their mainstream appeal, they're able to drop the Bella name and it doesn't hurt their success in the entertainment business. I think that says enough. People know who Dwayne Johnson is. You don't have to say The Rock, and there's not a lot of, women that have been able to make that transition. So they also produce their own reality. Like, it's, being a WWE superstar is not always about what's in the ring. And I'll go on my Bella tangent, but that is a wrestling hill that I am willing to fucking die on. When she was developing like her character and stuff like that, and how at first, going back to how hard it is following in like such big footsteps when you're, wrestling royalty, is they didn't want her to woo at first.
Yeah, they didn't.
And want her to lean too much into the Flair thing. And she came out how everybody comes out or thinks that they should come out with, the whole like, so happy to be here. Kind of vibe. That's so unlike her. Like, I look at these photos and I'm just like, that beautiful.
She looked like she could be a Cullen from Twilight.
Like KRISTA.
She's a missing Cullen at this point.
No, seriously. Like,
so when I look at, like, I think about, and I think about him running down the ring, especially like WrestleMania 6 and Jesse Ventura saying, Warrior, it's not smart for him to run, knowing he's got this matchup with Hogan. So, but it was just all that energy. And, unfortunately, we couldn't, before we saw him like the day before he died on Monday Night Raw, it just wasn't the same. But, the music is definitely something that I always enjoyed.
I think one of the best things about Warrior was his fucking entrance music.
Yeah.
Yep. And the fact that he was
Why are your
100 miles an hour to the ring.
Right. Like, I don't know how you hard, so I looked at what WrestleMania was that where he like long sprinted. I'm like, no wonder he getting up there and he like he's so out of breath. Like, how you sprint that far down the road?
If he was gassed, it would probably been 12.
Wait, so 6 he sprints out of the Sky Dome. 8
Right.
he sprints at the end at the Hoosier Dome.
Late.
That's still one of my favorite pops. We were talking about pops. That's still one of my favorites because like that was supposed to happen earlier, but Shango fucked up the spot, and then they had the audible, and all of a sudden it's like, wait, that's Warrior. Wait, he looks slimmer. Wait, what's going on?
Wrestling.
I never knew that about FTR's theme song in the comments. That it was I never knew that. Now I know. It makes a whole lot of sense. Because
Wow, I low key love that makes me love that
makes
more and
even
FTR
more, right?
more, like low key.
Popular opinion. I like the one before that because of Stone Cold Steve Austin. Because the one he had when he won the championship and the way he was running around with the title after Austin, with Austin's biggest pop in January of '99. And every time I like hear that music, I think about Foley running around with the championship and then giving a shout out to his kids on the night that WCW shifted the war, gave WWE the war.
But it's crazy too, before I get out of here, I didn't know that he had a different music. Like the way that I remember Mankind is the car crash thing.
It kind of went over my head that he had
music. I'm not even gonna front.
Yeah, like so when I went back to watch it, and I watched, that's like one of my favorite episodes. Like I watched that episode. I watched how DX came and took on the corporation. I watched how Stone Cold came and was the hero on that. Like they don't even give DX the credit because Stone Cold was such a major pop then. Like they don't even give DX the credit. But then when the music played, I'm just like, hold on, where's the car crash and the I'm like, what is this somber, sad Undertaker beat like music? Like, what is this? Like, this was Mick Foley's music before then. Like for all three of his characters, Dude Love's music too was a banger. Can't tell me shit about Dude
What you mean, Corey?
Like, if you want to go unpopular, then we gotta go back like weeks ago when I said on a previous fan club, like the sensational Sherry version of Sexy Boy is much better than the Shawn Michaels version of Sexy Boy. The Shawn Michaels version is trash.
I need to know what you think because that is a very interesting take.
Sherry's version is much better. It makes more sense that a woman singing it and doing the Shawn than Shawn doing it. It's just like
that's true.
This feels like nails on a chalkboard.
That's true. It's just like, why are you praising yourself in that way? Like, why are you screaming for yourself in that way? Like, what type of on for yourself?
Wasn't that his character too though? Like he had the mirror, you know, like he was just like, I'm just like so into
myself. Thank you, Corey. Fucking thank you. We here.
Yeah, Sherry.
Even Corey said,
I get it.
Sherry, okay.
Sherry's version was definitely better, which I didn't know that Sherry did it until Kurt Angle re-emulated it, and she was in the ring doing that with Kurt Angle. So I'm like, oh, Sherry did it.
That's one of those that you gotta be like an old head that remembers like when Shawn went single for the first time, Sherry was with him and managing him. And that's how you get the Sherry version of Sexy Boy, because Sherry was his manager for a minute.
So if that's Shawn, the OG, then we always gotta choose that one then. Like,
boom.
Period.
Yeah. What's your top 3 favorite theme songs of all time?
Okay, so of course, The Rock.
Which one?
Which one?
Okay, so Hollywood theme, I love it, and I love that that's my theme song, but the intro literally takes so long. Like, if you listen to the we were in the superstore, whatever it was at WrestleMania this year, and I have the video. Like, I'm literally sitting here recording so I can send it to you guys. Like, my theme is on, and it took forever. It's probably took like 5 minutes for it to drop. I'm like, no, I can't do this. But I think it's the "If You Smell What the Rock Is Cooking."
That's what I'm saying. There's 2 of them. There's one where it's just, if you smell the rock is cooking, and it's like, if you smell what the rock is cooking.
The first one is, do you smell what the rock is cooking? That's
my favorite.
Okay.
The second one is the if you smell, because once that crescendo hits, that's when the rock will literally like just bolt out. Like he'll run to the ring. So
I'm glad you told me that because I never knew the difference.
There's like...
This this moment, especially it was in front of a crowd, and she came in as champion. And even though this is Bianca's moment, and Bianca, if Bianca didn't win, I would have been like, what the hell? It was still, I think, a moment for Sasha, for her to be self-realized, like different gear, like everything about her, the confidence. Of course, she had to have an entrance. But this moment for me is probably one of my favorite Sasha moments. And I was trying to find a photo of Sasha's face and her and Bianca getting like emotional before the bell rings. And I think for just Black girls, Black women, shout out to Black Wrestling who got us the hoodie, the sweatshirts with the moment on it. But it was significant in so many different, ways. And then this being the second match that main evented WrestleMania.
Look for the first Black females to do so.
Yes, exactly that. And
For sisters to go in and say, I'm not just going to learn one craft, I'm going to learn more than one. Her matches, literally with some of these Japanese style female wrestlers, are the most entertaining to watch. She doesn't cut a lot of promos, but for her to stay into character, for me, it's hard. A lot of people are ignorant when it comes to having that queen status character, and she's an African queen nonetheless. A lot of people are very ignorant with that type of gimmick, but she holds it high. She holds it true. Her gear is always fierce, child. That cape, it gives me a measure of Coming to America. Like, come on, I'm sorry, but Booker T could never with this queen getup. So I want people to pay attention to it a lot more. She's been wrestling a lot more dates with women's army wrestling. I don't want to say this wrong. I always say it wrong. Maria Canales' promotion. She's been doing a lot of matches with them. But check her out. Go on YouTube. You need to keep your eye out on her. I feel like if AEW or WWE don't pick her up, they'll be highly mistaken. She's somebody that needs to be on TV in your face ASAP. And that's the ruling that I'm making in my court. So y'all tell me what you think.
Ooh,
I had the pleasure of seeing her wrestle a couple times, and she's really, really good. She commands the room. She commands respect from the crowd. And I don't think I've ever... So she was one of the first that I've seen that was just like a star on the indies, where everyone knew who she was, where people saw her on the card and was like, I'm gonna go, because I'm still new to the indies as well. So seeing that she already had that connection with so many different people, and seeing that she's doing Women's Wrestling Army and she's out there, she's getting acknowledged. Yeah, I love that we're giving her some flowers today, because she's phenomenal.
Her matches with Trish Adora are just like my favorite. Yes, they're so good.
Let's get into it, Brian.
So this week we're gonna celebrate the one and only Miss Ariella Nix. I might have got a chance to catch her at Black Wrestle Fest this past summer, but she has done a lot, and even sometimes taking a break and coming back. But she's a former Victory Pro Wrestling Women's Champion, Capital Wrestling Women's Champion, Pro Wrestling Magic Women's Champion, Catalyst Wrestling Women's Champion. She's been somebody who's also done a lot of promos, done a lot of managing work, and if she got to get interfere in a match, do what you got to do. That's sometimes you have to do that to make sure the person that you're managing is winning. But shout out to Ariella Nix, always a huge supporter of the community and the podcast community as well. So we want to shout her out.
Yeah, she's very very warm person. I love when you're like approachable, but like you get in the ring and like, you ever meet a wrestler and they're like the nicest person, and they get in the ring and you're like, okay. So it was like it was one of those. For Black History Month, we have spotlighted a Black wrestler every week, and I chose Big Swole this week for a number of reasons. So she honestly feels like family to us at this point. Like, we are so blessed to be able to see her all the time at Battle Club Pro. She is the no, I think she dropped the championship.
Yeah, she's not.
She's not champion anymore. No.
So she was the Icons champion for a while there, and she defended it all the time. And one thing I like about all of her matches that I have gotten to see was that she always takes a moment, whether she wins or not, and she always puts over her opponent. And she always talks about what it meant to share the ring with them, what she respects about them, and all of their skills. And Big Swole is somebody who is a generation talent. She's been on AEW. She's been on TV. Like, she's kind of done it almost everything in this thing. And she doesn't have to do that. She doesn't have to go back and, perform at these places. She doesn't have to put over the people she puts over. She doesn't have to be as accessible as she is, as welcoming as she is. And she always is the same exact person. She's the same person when we see her at Battle Club Pro to when we saw her in Dallas at Wale Mania, to all of these things.
Even seeing her, like, when we were sitting, what was it, the second night on the floor, and she was like calling our names, and she was sitting behind us.
Yeah,
and she was like, "Where's P?" And like we turned, he was like, "Hey, girl, mind you, 2 days before, you sitting there donning a nice green dress at Hall of Fame." Like,
right, exactly. Like the versatility. She's so authentic. I don't think there's anyone more authentic than Big Swole and genuine. And she's a talented wrestler. She's done so much.
This month, Women's History Month, we are continuing our tradition of honoring our indie superstars. And it's not just going to be a monthly thing, it's going to be a 24/7, 365, 7 days out of the week. And this week, we are choosing the lovely, young, and talented Mia Friday. Very, 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 very much getting involved with this young lady and her lineage. She is, to me, the equivalent of a Mia Friday, of a younger Salida Vega even. She's been the Lions Pride Sports Champion. She's been the Vixen Wrestling Revolution's Genesis Champion. She's also been the WAW Lone Star Ladies Champion. She has been ruling Texas with a iron fist. But what this girl lacks in size, she makes up in great ability. I thoroughly went through a rabbit hole, and you could thank Mr. Hollywood Waters for that with her Sirius, where it's been between her and Mia Friday. Between her and Amber Rodriguez. I've even gone as far as seeing that she's also wrestled Roxanne Perez at some point in her career. I'm very proud to be a fan of this young lady. I think the stars is going to be high for her. I think we see another future WWE superstar on our hands.
Women's Empowerment Month.
Whoop, whoop.
So Black History Month, we spotlighted a Black woman every week that's making a splash in wrestling. And we're going to continue that every week. And it's March, so Women's Empowerment Month. But I think it's someone that everyone on this stream who is a fan of. And that is Miss Willow Nightingale.
Woo! Yes, sir.
She is, and I'm going to let Seindole talk about her because I know that she's a huge fan. I will quickly just say that she is so magical. I've seen her at a lot of indie shows before she was signed to AEW, and I would say the same exact thing. She comes out, she lights up a room, that smile, and then when she needs to get aggressive, she gets aggressive. Like, she is the complete package, and she is so warm and so nice. So it was a pleasure. Like, when you watch that glow up, like, there's no one, I shouldn't say no one, but seeing her thrive has been such a pleasure, and she's killing it. But Seindole, do you want to chat a little bit about her?
Yes, I do. We're talking. Yes, I do. Not only has it always been enjoyable watching her, of course, she's always tagged with the lovely Faye Jackson, who we spotlighted last time, formerly known as Thick and Juicy. She's also the 3-time NYWC Starlet Champion. She's the NYWC Fusion Champion, which is the first event that I actually got to see her wrestle at. Was the pay-per-view that was years ago. She's also the Queens of Combat Tag Team Champion. And Chakra, she's ruled Chakra with an iron fist. And I tell you, not only does she shine inside the ring, I was so happy and elated to see that Tony Khan made the right choice by signing her to AEW. She's also a great person inside and out, full of charisma, full of spunk. But like I said, when she's ready to turn it up, she turns it up. And there's a lot of power in that purple hair. When it's purple, when it's blue, when it's pink, there's a lot of power in it. So I'm such a huge fan of Willow Nightingale. They're there now. You had history. You had old feuds revisiting new feuds. You had Liv and Rhea reliving their tag team days and their demise. You had the beef with Damage Control and Becky still going. Then you added Candice LeRae, who also has beef with them. Then you had Tegan Knox, who got beef with Dakota Kai. Then you had Asuka just coming back and being
Seindole nominated the wonderful Savannah Evans. Why was it time for us to spotlight homegirl?
Because she's hot.
She is hot.
So hot. I'm sorry. She said, besides her being, we love Battle Club Pro over here on this fan club. Besides her being the franchise champion, the Battle Club Pro 5-point champion, besides her being the awesome winner of the Faye Jackson's Gray Sweatpants Battle Royal at Jobber Slam Part 2, which we were all front row for, and ranking number 56 on the PWI 150 this year in 2022. She's just awesome. Like, she's hot. She's hot when she's in this getup. She's hot when she's in a sweatpants and some Tim boots. Do something. I'm just saying, she's all around powerhouse, badass, wonderful human being in person, by the way. But yeah, she's just that bitch. Like, if Jade Cargill can have somebody in her baddie section, and you know, we love Layla, but you're not strong enough. If Jade was to have another strong arm, it'd be Savannah. I'm sorry.
Oh, good friend Issa. Oh my god. She, like, you could just see the pure joy in her face. Like, she has been waiting. Picked her to ask a question, and she asked the question, and he kind of hinted at it, and she was very excited about it. And she's a big, probably the biggest Bad Bunny fan of life in her hometown. You know, like, she was really living it up. And also, I always have to bring this up. She is one of the hardest working women in the wrestling business right now. Like, behind the scenes. Like, she is nonstop. She works for multiple publications. She does a little bit of everything. She's a huge personality. She's a vlogger. She's a streamer. She literally does it all, and she does it always looking like a fucking $1,000,000. Like, that outfit that she's wearing, the dress and the heels, she's not just wearing that because she's in Puerto Rico and this is a big moment. She is always
She's always dressed like that. I remember first meeting her at your first anniversary party, and she was just as gorgeous then as she is in these pictures. Like, she is gorgeous up close and personal.
She truly is, and she has a wonderful personality. And like I said before, she's a hard-working journalist in this game and a lifelong wrestling fan. And she had just as big of a weekend as Zelina Vega. They hung out. They got matching LWO tattoos. Justin, I know you've known Issa much longer than we have. How did it feel seeing her do everything she was doing this weekend?
I was just, as a friend, I was just supremely proud of her because, like, she was boots on the ground for this entire week. When you talk about her jobs, where she's tapped into the entire wrestling circuit in Puerto Rico, she was, if you follow her social media, she was asking the people in Puerto Rico, like, how excited are you for Backlash? Are you going for Bad Bunny? Are you going for Damian Priest? And you saw, like, everyone on the island was super excited for this pay-per-view, but everyone was split because they love both guys and whatnot. And just the things that she's doing in this space, I'm just so supremely proud of her. And then, like Pete perfectly said, like, she's the one that basically spoke this into existence, because like a pay-per-view in Puerto Rico wasn't on people's radar, so she asked that question. Triple H gave her the wink, like, yo, stay tuned. And then another PLE down the road is like, yo, I didn't forget about you. And then you see like this week where he's like, yo, I told you we were coming here. And then you see like the content that she's put out with her vlogs, with her doing community stuff. But then you see like she put out something with LWO where she helped them organize to where they all got LWO tattoos, and she got to be like the honorary LWO member, stuff like that, to where I was like, I fucking want one now. I want one. I'm so jealous. But like, this was something that the island really needed, and Issa was kind of like the face of this, where it's like, she's someone that spoke into existence. She's someone that's really been working with everything in that wrestling community on that island. And then shout out to like Lucha Libre Online and everyone else that was covering too, because it was just phenomenal coverage all around from Backlash.
It really was,
like,
all around.
But Friend is just doing incredible work, and I'm just so fucking proud of her. I always text this to her like on occasion. I'm just like, I'm just so fucking proud of you and where you are right now.
Yeah,
Amazing.
I really love it. Shout out to Issa.